What's going down, everybody? Welcome back, gentlemen. So here we are with another one. So like I stated in Friday's video, DIY Dad got his parts in for his car. So this is the game plan and this is what we're getting into. Today would be Saturday, the sun's shining, and that is beautiful. Now, we're gonna look at the car real quick. So my plan is, we're gonna blow this thing apart, we're gonna get this side done. We're gonna get the car out of the parking lot, into the shop, and into the shade. And once we get it in the shade, we'll go through the driver's side together. Now, I love the sunshine, but boy, it is hot out here today. All this rain, moisture, so on and so forth. So, we're gonna look at the parts we got. New CV axle, another cordon, passenger side, has the female connection on this side, not the male connection. So we went, or he went, I advised him to go with Mevo Tech. So we got the Supreme chassis parts from Mevo Tech for the car. This is the bushing we're gonna do on the driver's side lower control arm, which I showed y'all a clip of that video we started when everything went crazy. And then he also went down and got two instead of just one. He bought both Monroe quick struts for the car. So with all that, dude, we're gonna jump out here. We're gonna get this party started like we always do. So y'all stick around, y'all sit back and relax, and here we go. So here it is, fellas. We got it ripped apart. This is the passenger side. Now, what I wanna show you is I'm gonna show you the ball joint. I got it inside the shop. We took it all apart. I'm gonna show you what we got with that. This is the one that came apart completely on the car. But I wanna show you how to get this boot off and where I went underneath there to get it out. So let me climb under this car and get position. I'm gonna show you where to put your tool and where to hit it at to get it off. Now, dude, that's the CV axle right there. The shiny thing is the CV axle. So let me get my tool. This is something I didn't show you on the CV axle video. So you're gonna take your tool, anything you can find. You're gonna go up in here. You see the CV axle right there? Right? And go on it right there, dude. And get your little hammer. You see how it starts to separate? And this is the spot you gotta get it from. Remember, you got that little clip in there, right? So it is gonna have to take a little bit. See, and that's already loose. Yep. There it is. Oh, you all right, Dad? Yep. And there it is. So I didn't get to throw that in, but I wanted to throw it in this time. All right, guys, so this is the third attempt with the POV cam. We're trying to get it together. So I want to show you the lower ball joint, man. This is the Moog ball joint. You can see it's apart, right? And then this is the Mevo Tech. This is the new one we got. So look at the quality of the two. I mean, it looks the same except for one thing. This one comes with a C-clip, right? This one just pressed in and that was it. When we press this one in, we have a clip to pop on there and the boot looks and feels a little better. Now, to look at this here, if you see this right here, dude, look at how it dug. I mean, it just dug in, dude. And you can see on this, the casing right here, that's probably your main points where it gave out. And I mean, look at that, dude. The quality is junk. So we're going to jump into the driver's side. We did get the passenger side done. Let's walk over here, right? We got it in the shop. As you can see, I'm looking around, we're in the shop. So it runs and drives. Now this side's gonna be a little more involved, man. All right, dude, so we're gonna take the tie rod end off, upper control arm, brake, lower control arm. Now we have to remove the whole lower control arm because we're gonna change this bushing out back here, which we'll get to that here in a minute. So we're gonna just get some tools and jump right into it, guys. Wow, man, there's a fender right there. Got my tools together, we're gonna get into it. So first things first, we gotta bend this up. I'm gonna reuse this. We're gonna reuse this. We're not replacing this CV axle. It didn't get messed up when the wheel fell off. All right, that'll clear. So, right off the bat, we're gonna get, I believe it's a 18, guys. That's my 18 there. Let's see what we got. Nah, it's a tad bit big. So it's a 17. Here we go.
That's a project too.
Now, before we get into that, let me get my light here. Oh, camera's going crazy. You got to depress your pad, right? Just pull it over enough. You're just trying to get a little room. This will slide off. Won't be a big deal. Get in here on the bottom. You just need to relieve a little bit of pressure. That's that. Looks like that'll move pretty freely. So we're in like Flint. So we got this bent up now. It's a 17 millimeter here. Man, that light kind of flickers. Can't really help that, guys. So I'm gonna use my little hammer here. And let me get this thing on here. We depressed our tabs, so like I said, you just put it in there like so, pull it over, you just need enough to slide it off, you're not fighting it. Sometimes it's better just to use your hands, fellas. Come down here, line up on that bottom one down there. Just take a hand. Hey, I need that stand. I need that, that right there and some boards. Got my nephew here with me. Got DIY Dad here with me today. Boy, we got a full house. So we're gonna rip it apart and get it going. Put that there. Take your bottom one off first, you know, so it'll hang and you ain't gotta fight it. There it is. See, that's why you depress your pad right there. So, I forgot one step, if you can't tell, and that's where you have to take these off. And you have to take this off because we're taking the control arm completely out of there. Or not the control arm, I'm sorry, the spindle, the steering knuckle. Whatever you want to call it. That's a 10 millimeter there. All of your bolts on your knuckle here are 10 millimeters. You should have probably 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 5. And you have to take them all off. There's that. Now that that's out of the way, you see how that relaxes? There's no tension, none. That's what we're looking for. That camera keeps jerking, I keep hitting that fender well with it. It's important to do your light work first. To me, I consider it prep work, right? Because you don't want all this stuff hanging and in your way once you start getting some of this heavier parts loose and just free hanging. Or maybe you'll have it hanging in your hand and then you really got a situation. So that's free. One more, which is actually your ABS sensor screwdriver right here. Don't forget you got screws in your rotors on these cars. DIY Dad and I has done this enough times, man. They're pretty free now. We don't have to fight them anymore. You know, after 6 or 7 times, they're pretty good. There you go, Anthony. Thank you, sir. All right, now that we got that off and out of the way, where'd that 10 go? So we're gonna jump back here on the back side. Right there, right here, right? 10 millimeters, same thing. None of this stuff is super tight, man. So just kind of remember that when you go back with it. You don't have to crank down on it super tight. You just want it secure. Pull that out, pull this out, right? Once you pull your ABS sensor out, your wheel sensor out, oh, we got to clean that up. You're just gonna hang it off to the back and out of the way. Next is going to be, well, I mean, we can jump into anything really, guys. Let's take this, we're gonna take this fork off for the strut. DIY Dad went ahead and bought both of them. I thought it was a pretty wise idea, just to be honest. 17, this is a 17. All right. 17 millimeter. Get it loose. Where's my 17 millimeter wrench? Wrench on the back side. Once it's loose, spin it out of there, man. Spin it out of there. That caliper's kind of right there in the way, man. It's becoming a little bit of a nuisance. Hammer, get the little hammer. Tap that out. Wow. We got to get something here, guys. Just give me a second. This is what we're gonna do. Wow. That's not what we're gonna do.
Well, you gonna do the top?
Yeah, I mean, we can. I'm gonna lose my light.
Hold on, give me that screwdriver.
Screwdriver.
Yeah, keep turning that ratchet like you're good.
With that, yeah, you just gotta kind of force it through. It'll come out. Put your bolt back together so you don't lose your nut in your bolt. I try to keep everything, well, at least where it needs to go. Put the small screws back in, like this rotor screw. And I put that back in place because with everything that's gonna be going on, that thing will disappear.
Are we ready to
now?
that strut from the top?
No, we can leave that for now. I want to get this spindle out of the way. So needle nose pliers, we're gonna start pulling quarter keys. We had that discussion already. Quarter keys. We're not gonna go through that again, fellas. So with this here, get it started like that. See about bending your keys straight, right? You get your keys straight in there, it sure makes life a little easier. Ow! There it is. Wow, that fender's hurts.
What you say?
All right, there's that one. So we're gonna go ahead and pull them all. We got this one up here, man. It's been through some things. Got that one. Get it nice and straight. A little tappy tappy. Straighten it up a little more. Tappy tappy, man. I got the Carter keys out. We're gonna jump into tie rod in. It is an 18 millimeter. Now we're reusing the tie rod in. Y'all know how we do this. Except this time I'm just gonna use my fork tool and show y'all how it's used. So we're just gonna pull that all the way off. Fork tool, need the small one. Got the tie rod tool. You wanna go right underneath everything. Bam, see that? Perfect. Man, that boot's blown out. We'll clean that up here in a minute. We're just gonna push that out of the way. We gotta clean that up. Now we are going to do two things. One, impact. Gonna get this impact. We're gonna, ow.
What you said?
We're gonna pull this off. Just like so. Now I'm just gonna put this on like that right now because I don't want, well, no, we're not gonna do that. We don't want to overextend that CV axle. That's not a good thing. All right, so we have your upper control arm is a 17 millimeter. All right, and it shouldn't be that bad either. There it is. Man, that socket smashed that finger, guys. That hurt. Had to make sure it wasn't bleeding. Here we go, here we go. Back to it. Right back to it, man. Now, before I take that all the way off, I want to get this bottom one undone also, which is also your lower ball joint is an 18 millimeter also. Get that old hammer, get that bad boy off. That thing has seen a better day. It's another one of them things, you know, it comes off and on a dozen times. It's just not the same. All right, ball joint tool, upper ball joint. We're gonna flip it over like that. You see how I have the tool, flat side to the spindle, angled side to the control arm. Bam, pop. Just a little bit of tappy tappy. This light's starting to kill me, fellas. There we go, look at there. All right, that's loose. So we gotta do the bottom one. Get this tool in there, man. Make sure it's the wrong tool. Wrong tool. It's the one that gave us all the trouble last time. And so I forgot to put my jack underneath the ball joint to keep everything from moving. We need some rigidity. Rigidity. I don't even know if that's a word, man, but we're gonna roll with it. This is what we're gonna do. I'm all about using my tools, fellas. Let me get over here and get a better angle.
That old wheel pop on down. Damn. Come on, girl.
Good thing is we're replacing this, so it really doesn't matter what it looks like when we get it off. Oh, missed. All right. Boy, you would think it would give it up already, but it is not, man. It is fighting me. Yep, it's fighting me. Well, well, well. What to do? Yeah, I mean, that thing's almost all the way in there. It's just not enough, guys.
Yeah, let's get the car.
All right, we're gonna put a little heat to it.
Mm-hmm. You on that bottom? Damn right. Good turn.
Ah.
Yeah, you got to hold it down here, man.
Watch your hand, watch your hand.
Get that plane. There you go. There you go. Now you're good. Leave all that stuff wedged up in there.
Yeah, we're gonna leave everything in there, man, so it's under a bind.
Hopefully it gets hot enough, man. Hot.
That's what we're looking for. We don't want to get it too hot. We don't want to change the way it looks. There it went. Got it. Sometimes you just got to improvise, guys. A little heat, little pressure, little banging. Yes, sir. All right, so that's a bonus. Here we go. We're getting the jack out of here.
So, tell me.
Tell me why. All right, guys. That was, well, pretty awesome in my opinion. So we're gonna take this off. Man, I told y'all that was an 18, dude. That's a 17. Then we're gonna look at that. Ooh, that's a little warm. Get that off of there. We know this is a 17 here. We already have our CV axle undone.
Yes, sir.
Turn this light up here, man, so we can get it going. We can really see.
Put that fan back on, man.
All right.
So we got to keep the CV axle. Remember what I told y'all about overextending that inner piece? We can't do that, guys. So where's that hammer? Once you get it apart like so, see, we knew it was free. Once you get it there, yank it out of there. Here we go. Now, while we're at it, guys, and we are gonna take this strut out. So I'm gonna go ahead and do like a little strut removal segment in this video. Why not? Now, when you have your car jacked up and on jack stands, your strut is completely relaxed. Now, this is replacing the whole thing, not just the strut. We're replacing the spring also. I advise replacing the spring also. Now, when you take your bolts out, when it's just hanging and you got your wheel off, it's relaxed. You take this bolt out, right? You get up top. You take your little crossbar out that goes right here. You got a couple of 10 millimeters, and then you have, I think these are 13s. These three right here are your strut bolts. You never, guys, never take this center bolt out of there. Never. Take these three off right here. They're 15 millimeters, and then your whole strut will come out. As a matter of fact, we're gonna do that right now to show you. So where's the 15? Here we go. 15, 15, 15, 15. 15, 15 right here. So we'll jump right back to it. This is already out. This is your 17 millimeter through with a nut. Then all you do, oh, that stripped it out, guys, completely.
A 15.
That is a 15.
Really?
Well, that one's a goner now.
We got new ones.
Yeah. That one. That one. Right, and then we got to find something, maybe like a 14 and beat over it. Maybe that'll work. Where's the hammer? Hammer!
96.
Yeah, maybe. I got one of them. We're just rolling with it, guys. We're doing what we got to do, man. Sometimes you just got to make things happen, guys. So the first thing you want to do is get you a screwdriver. You got to pop this ring out right here. It's your little dust cover. Just work it off. Don't get crazy with it, but you'll get it. See? It comes off fairly simple. And don't do a lot of prying on your bearing. I showed y'all how to pop your ring out. So this is what we're gonna, this is how we're doing it. Right? We're taking it over here to the press. It's easier this way for us. Now we're gonna use this little press, man. DIY Dad bought this like a year ago, dude. It's been the sweetest little thing. So let's get this thing set up, right? And so the camera keeps dying, dude. You know, it's always something. So we got everything off. We got the ball joint pressed out with the press, with that orange press right there. And now we're going back with it. So we have the ball joint press kit, but we had to get the Honda press kit just for this little cap right here, man. Just that little cap. So this and this all come out of this here. Now, it's simple. Look at that. We're just gonna go until it stops. Y'all know I like to use my ratchets, man. I'm not a big fan of getting crazy with the impacts on things like this. And there it is, it's bottomed out. So that's as simple as that. Yes, sir. Oops, sorry, Dad. So literally, the only thing you need out of this kit is this cap right here, because it fits perfect over there. And you can push that in, we're all the way down. We can get our snap ring in there, clean that up, and get ready. Everything has been hectic, dude. So we got the new strut in already, man. The camera was dead, guys. I had to move forward. I wished I could have recorded it for y'all. Y'all know I love showing y'all how to do these things. So, but it is what it is, and I do have to end the video. I do have some good pointers in here. So with that, dude, I know that the camera died when we was undoing the strut before we got to the ball joint and everything else. So to remove a strut, guys, once you jack it up and the wheel is free hanging and you can take off the wheel, right? You're gonna take off your 17mm bolts right here, right? It's a bolt and a nut. And then you're gonna take off your 14mm right here, get your hammer right there, and you're gonna tap this off and leave it hanging down here. At that point, your strut is loose, right? This part of it is loose from your wheel. You get up here, you take 3 15mm off and drop the whole thing out. I am telling you guys, please do not take this center bolt off. Leave this alone. Now, if you are going to replace the strut without doing the spring, which, I mean, these Monroe quick struts are cheap enough to replace the whole thing, plus the spring being new gives it a better everything, really. Now, if you're gonna do that, man, that's for somebody else to show you. I don't mess with springs under pressure, so we just replace the whole thing. Now with that, we did press the bearing out, put it back in, right? There's the old strut right there. We've been using the handy dandy press I was talking about. When I was talking about it earlier, I didn't get it in the shot. Now, so now that we got the ball joint done, right? It's got that nice C-clip on there, which I think that's a really nice touch for Mevotech to put in there. We found his wheel bearing messed up. So now he's at the auto parts buying a new wheel bearing, and we're gonna press it in. So we got it, guys, man. We finally got it, dude. We all know that the camera died. I don't need to say all that, dude. So I did try to go over the strut removal. If you're gonna do the strut, do the whole thing. Don't try to replace just the strut without the spring unless you're confident enough to do it. I'm confident enough to do it, just don't feel like taking that chance. Not when there's cheap to buy the whole thing. Got the wheel bearing pressed out, got the wheel bearing pressed back in, got the fork bushing that goes to the lower control arm replaced. We got the lower ball joint replaced, man. We got everything tightened up, guys. So I wanted to give you this shot. The video did not turn out the way I wanted it to, all the way. I did get some good information in here. I'm still up in the air if I'm gonna put this video out or not, but I do feel like I need to get y'all something. Let's get it, Dad. Let's hear it, baby. Let's hear what we got. Yeah, well, that's, you said after you drove it and it settled. Oh, there's a little popping. But don't back into that game box. All right, man, so there's a little pop. That's a squeak, that's not really a pop. We're gonna see, let's let him take it for a spin real quick, let it settle. All right, here he comes. There's something rubbing. We got to find whatever's rubbing. Very slight. Very slight. Well, guys, that's what we got into, man. It's been all day, dude. It's been since 9 o'clock this morning. I've been over here getting this done with DIY Dad. I gotta tell him he needs to buy upper control arms because I believe that's probably what the noise is. We didn't replace them and the ball joints didn't look too good. So whenever he decides to buy them, we'll get into that. That's super simple. Now, with all that, dude, it's been one heck of a day. So y'all keep living the dream, doing your thing. Like and subscribe. Always drop your boy a comment, and I'm rolling to the house, big dog.